Hey loves, welcome to my first ever YouTube channel. If you don't know me, my name is Savon. You can call me Civi. I live in Florida and I'm 20 years old. I do fitness content, food content, everything. I was a little skeptical to do this YouTube video because it's a little bit out of my comfort zone. I'm a little shy sometimes, but you know, practice makes perfect. So hopefully this can take me somewhere. Let's go make breakfast and get to that Q&A. Let's get to that. So right now I have my spinach cooking. I'm gonna put a bunch of turkey slices in there. All right, so I have that cooking, and then I have my English muffin. Put it on there. How much is that? I have no clue. I don't count. I just put what I think is enough. Put some salt. That's all I really want for today. I'm gonna add the mozzarella right on top, this much. Right on top. I would have this with some avocado, but unfortunately I don't have any, so. This for cutting, are you serious? 50, just 50. Put some bloobs. Alright, so I'm just gonna eat and see you guys for the Q&A in a bit. I'm so full. That was so good. Alright, so I'm gonna go clean up and then we're going to start on that Q&A. So this is part of the Q&A where I just talk about myself, questions you've asked me, and a little background info about me. So you can skip this if you want, but back in 2020, you know, around that area, the whole pandemic was going on, things like that. I wasn't working out. I never really worked out like that, but I wasn't that bad either. But I got depressed and I was eating ice cream literally every single day. I was eating chips literally every single day. And the only thing I could do really is drive to the other side of the neighborhood because right there was a McDonald's. So I used to have McDonald's like every single day. There was also a Dunkin' there, so I would have Dunkin' every other day. And there was a Walgreens there, so I would buy snacks and ice cream there every single day. Before I knew it, I gained a lot of weight. I was also on birth control, which just made things worse for me. It made me more depressed. It made me gain a lot of weight. And my hormones were just all over the place. After some time, gym started opening back up. Me and my best friends started to work out. Now, I was in a relationship at this time, a very toxic one, and one where I would get cheated on very often. I would compare myself to the people he would cheat on me with. This resulted in me wanting to be them, and when I went to the gym, I would try to do as much cardio as possible, to eat as little as possible over time, to be able to be as skinny as them. It didn't start off like that. I wanted it to be a healthy thing to do with my friends, things like that. But eventually I got a little obsessed with it and I would just get worse and worse. So following that, me and my ex broke up and I decided to soon after go on a bulk because I wanted to recover my relationship with food. And I also just lost so much muscle everywhere. I was weak and I wanted to get stronger because at that time, it was probably a year in, everyone was showing off their muscles and they were like, oh, posing, all like that. Fortunately, I ended up binging a lot of that. Even though I was very disciplined in what I would binge in, I would eat very healthy foods most of the time. I would still eat a very large amount of food over my bulking calories, right? So I had gained weight very, very fast, especially because my metabolism was so low from eating so little for quite a good amount of time. My mentality didn't really get better. If anything, it got worse. I couldn't really starve myself anymore. I could starve myself for half the day and then I would binge at night. And then unfortunately, what used to be anorexia turned into bulimia. So I started to throw up every other night, if not every night. Then my birthday came around. Honestly, I didn't like my birthday. I was depressed again because I wasn't skinny anymore. I didn't even feel like I deserved to eat that cake. My birthday is December 31st. I wanted to then come into the year as a new person. Yes, new year, new birthday, new me. I decided to intuitively eat. I would still binge, I would still throw up, things like that. Then came along my boyfriend right now. We started going to the gym together. He started helping me record because at this time I was already doing pretty good online, even though I was actually very depressed. Don't just like believe everything on social media, you know? People only show the highlights of their life and you don't know what they've gone through. You saying, oh, I wish I could do this. I wish I had your life. Oh, you just don't know what it's like. Things like that. You don't know what I'm like. Okay, so that's why I wanted to explain a little bit of my past as to why I started working out. I know it's like not the best thing ever, but I don't think I would be so strong and disciplined as I am now if it weren't for what happened. It's still a roller coaster, but I am still 10 times better than I was a year ago. So, all right, first question is from Livy. How are you and how do you feel about your progress? So it's funny how I was just like venting to you guys about my past, but how am I right now? I'd say I'm about an 8 out of 10. The -2 points that are making my life an 8 out of 10 are definitely that I am overwhelmed with anxiety from trying to help you guys the most I can and without getting hatred for it, because as you guys know, cancel culture is very toxic and I'm afraid one day I'll say something that you guys might interpret wrong. I have a bunch of companies that I work with that push me every single day to post content for them, and sometimes I don't have time. Anxiety is definitely a big one. I am in school too, so having time for that also is a bit hard for me. Kind of juggling everything at once is very hard for a girl who is 20 years old and has school, work, and social media to work with. How do I feel about my progress though? Honestly, I am very proud of myself. I definitely think I manifested it, but I'm really happy about it. So the next question is from Nev. Do you ever struggle with eating enough and getting enough protein for your weight? I don't weigh myself due to my past. I think weighing myself definitely views myself a different way. If I'm 10 pounds heavier than I thought I was, I will view myself as 50 pounds heavier. Does that make a sense? So that's kind of more for my mental health, knowing my mental habits I used to have in the past, they still stick with me sometimes. I definitely don't try to weigh myself because then I will struggle with eating enough. I might want to eat less because of that. You're probably asking, oh, why are you on a cut? Summer is coming, I want to look super lean, and unfortunately in the industry I am in, if there is people not seeing a lot of progress happening to me, they might not feel as inspired, as motivated. So I'm trying to show them that all this stuff is really possible. But protein, I never found it difficult to put all protein in. If you saw my meal right there, I had Greek yogurt, I had egg whites, spinach, fat-free mozzarella, and turkey pepperoni. Almost my whole meal was basically proteins and fats and one source of carb. That's how I try to like make every single meal. I have the majority be protein, but different sources of protein that also include fat, and then have a good veggie in there and then some source of carb, because carbs also have protein in them sometimes. So yeah, it's not that difficult, to be honest. Aziz, I don't know how to say it, asked, what's your workout split? Monday is glutes, Tuesday is chest and tri, Wednesday is lower body and Pilates, Thursday is back and bi, Friday is legs, and then Saturday is my rest day, and then Sunday I just do like an easier Pilates. Jadero Fitness asks, supplement recommendations for beginner users. I do take magnesium, I take iron, and I think those two are definitely important, especially for women, for the iron part, because I think I'm like low-key kind of anemic. Not anemic, but like, you know, like I get dizzy very often, so I think iron definitely helps, and then magnesium for muscle relaxation. Dulce asks, what are 3 main goals that you'd like to accomplish by the end of this year? To be more successful on my YouTube channel, so this is the first start of that, and then the second one would probably be recovering a little better in my relationship with food. I'm definitely getting there, but I still feel guilty sometimes, so that. 3 is probably making enough money to invest in my first house by 21. Ashley asked, do you have a favorite quote? My favorite quote is definitely, in 1 year, you'll wish you started today. As I'm looking back, 1 year ago, I couldn't afford like a lot of the things I could now. I couldn't do a lot of things that I could do now. I wouldn't be recovered from food the way I am a year ago, so. Sorry. If you have any questions or comments, please make sure to comment down below and follow my Instagram and my TikTok for more.